Right, and now it's 9 o'clock. Now let me ask you this. How many defense attorneys do you see here at 9 a.m.?
One.
One. Thank you, Raymond. But now this is what my prediction is going to be. At 11:45, they're going to come running in here. And then when we say you're going to have to come back in the afternoon, people are going to lose their mind. But happy Tuesday. All right, I'm going to call the docket. When I call the docket, please stand and let me know you are here. Angles Ockles, custody. Daniel Martinez, custody. Ray De La Rosa. Thank you. Joseph Jefferson Smith IV. Rakeem Asmore. Ray De La Rosa, I'm sorry, you're on the docket twice. Well, actually 4 times. Anthony Moreno Alvarado, custody. Sandra Leticia Gatan. Freddie Ariano, custody. Gray Garcia. Here, thank you. Luis Andres Briceno is by Zoom. Desiree Castro. Here. Julian Coleman. Daniel Martinez, custody. Leslie Shannon. Rosendo Hernandez. Jennifer Trejo. David Cerna, custody. Camillus Augustine Galvan. Thank you. Jose Lopez. Catherine Aguilar. Curtis Wilson. Custody. Terrence Michael Smith. Here. Christian Escobar Reyna. Kevin Curiel. Virginia Ramos. Carlisa Johnson. Custody. Israel Mancada. Daniel Martinez. Mark Anthony Petz, custody. Is there anyone present and your name was not called? What's your name, sir?
Tyler Ketchum.
Tyler Ketchum. How do you spell your last name?
Ketchum, Ketchum, like ketchup with an M.
All right, thank you. Anyone else? Yeah. All right, everyone, please confer. Let's see, could you pull the file on Tyler Ketchum? It's 2024-012926W.
0129.
6W. I'm sorry, 012926W. Mr. Ketchum, is there a reason you're in court today?
Yes, Judge.
Yes.
It was a compliance hearing. We had discussed him coming in today.
Okay.
I can give you more information.
All right, thank you, because I have him for 317.
No, Judge, we wanted him to come in. The 317 was in regards to that BTC, but we wanted him to come in so that we could approach on possibly a transfer.
Okay. Now I remember. Thank you. Morning.
For the three.
Okay, all right, thank you. Thanks.
No, they said, they'll come around a while. Who's coming around? What? Who's coming? So we clean up. Way back to you.
Yes. And is this on today's docket?
Yes.
All right, Deputy Laura,
Yes, Judge.
can you bring out Catherine Sanchez Aguilar? And could I see the file on that, please? Yeah. Julian Coleman. And Roberto, your client is by Zoom. Yes, so he's here. All right, thank you. Christian Escobar Reyna. Good morning. How are you doing? So yeah, so that's what that was. That's why I brought y'all up here. So if you all have a beat.
We need to
We,
get.
we might have to do that during festivals, yeah. We
Yeah.
might have to get T-shirts made and you know, sell some tickets.
Okay, so here's the thing. Don't have me out here making t-shirts because I will. My fingers, Michelle, I'm on here right now trying to order some t-shirts.
Custom ink or.
Yeah.
Judge,
Yes.
I'm here on Curtis Wilson, 3 cases. I'm in trial in the 175th.
Okay. All right. Well, go back to the 175th. When do you think you'll be done with your trial?
Much of the panel yesterday, we're starting over today, so I
Okay,
don't
what
know.
kind of case is it?
It's an indecency under 14.
All right, so go forth and go with your trial and I'll reset this and Norman will send you.
Okay,
an
and I'm gonna
email.
have him come out briefly and just tell him what's happening.
Okay, sure.
Thank you.
Did you already request him from the deputy?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I did.
Could you pull the file on Curtis Wilson, please? Hi, good morning.
Morning. Good morning. Need to check how many days in, Scott? Yes. You don't mind. Very nice today. You need to sit.
Good morning.
Approach 28.
Oh,
I was
is it
saying
something
hi.
that's on? Hi, oh, hi.
And you'll be happy to know for the first time in 5 years, I got a deer, so I should have some jerky.
Okay, oh, you, look at you. Proud about doing Bambi's mom in, okay.
Well, it's been 5 years, it's been 5 years.
Yeah,
Okay.
good seeing you.
Does he have any other open cases? Well, I need to create. But make sure. Glasses. I haven't got any glasses. I'm just 6, I'm ready.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
I could have waited for you, but you might appreciate it.
All right, but you haven't pulled that phone. Okay.
You should be in your girl.
Good.
All right, thank you. You can send them back and I'll give them a new date.
That's not just.
No, they're gonna bring black. Like, this is a behind judge, I couldn't bring them.
Okay, no problem. You know, I understand it's jury trial time today. So
Is that what it is?
yes, so he chooses not to be here. How's it going?
Going very well.
Do the magnolias look great?
Magnolia we were out under it, night before last,
Mhm.
and it was gorgeous. It was just so like it had wrapped us in its arms.
Oh, I'm so gonna have to come by. You keep inviting me for that in Sprite with you and your wife. I'm gonna have to make sure I do that.
Like, give us, at least a day's warning, so we'll have a Sprite, because we don't.
Try not to make it go. This way.
Are you okay?
I'm sure. I talked to.
All right, Mr. Curtis Wilson. If you'll come down, please. Just 1 second. Let me pull you up on the system.
I'm working on the paperwork.
All right, so you're actually scheduled for jury trial today. Your attorney is currently in a trial. So this is what I'm going to do, Mr. Rittenhour. I'm going to recall this for State, who is on, Curtis Wilson? It's,
I just saw.
evading deadly conduct and ag assault.
That'd be us.
All right, so he's currently in trial in another court. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna recall this for March 17th. And that'll be for you all to figure out a jury trial date.
All right.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Joyce.
All right, do you have any questions, sir?
No, ma'am.
Next week is.
All right, Deputy Laura, he can be taken back.
Okay, have a seat. Yesterday. He's on bond.
Was on bond? Yeah.
What is that? Didn't come in? Morning.
Good morning.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
I am here. Good morning. I'm on Mr. Christian Escobar. He was on the docket yesterday. He failed to appear. I've not had any contact with him. It's a 2021 case.
Oh, just have them pull the file.
Okay.
Yes, and then I'll call it up.
Okay.
To the jail.
Now, this today? You got bumped from yesterday's docket. Made me come down here for no reason.
To the second chair.
Mejia, welcome back.
Okay, no. She's not here yet, our transportation still working on things. Yeah, or in transport. But this company.
I'm not interested. Yeah, I don't have any desire. Sweets is better. Yeah. The one. I'll be back. My daughter's birthday is Saturday.
What's that? They're still bringing some people.
That's the Airbnb.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
We have to be working on passport. Yeah.
Airbnb.
Oh, yeah. I guess that's my kind of campaign.
I don't, I can't do like. I drive off the here, you left from jail yet?
I'm sure they know.
Christian Reyna,
Judge, this was set for a compliance hearing. Mr. Reyna is not present. He did not report to his last office visit either, so I highly doubt he's gonna make it today.
all right, if you'll file a motion to revoke.
Thank you,
He
Judge.
also had some hot UAs at the end of last.
Okay, all right, then what will happen, because this was a compliance hearing, they're gonna file a motion to revoke. And then we'll go from there.
Okay, my first appointment in 2 years.
And he doesn't show.
Exactly.
All right,
Thank you, man. I did see.
yes, good seeing you. All right, you too.
Hey, I told you what alligator hunting, didn't I?
What?
Alligator hunting?
No, what happened?
I got 3.
Oh,
Give this.
well, they like alligator.
I got a bunch of the meat. I got 9.5. I don't know if it comes out in jerky, but we'll see, I guess.
Well, you know what? I didn't realize, but they told me that lionfish, depending on where they are, that they're invasive and they shouldn't be. I think they're in Florida and someplace, I think it's Belize. And so people go out hunting lionfish.
You gotta be real careful, but yeah, apparently they're very edible and tasty fish.
That's what they
They're
said.
also trying to push iguanas in Florida, so you gotta watch it.
Oh, yeah, we
I don't know
can't do
about the
that.
iguana.
Yeah, have a good one.
You do the same.
Thank you.
What? Yeah.
All right, that one's done. Christian Escobar Reyna.
Judge, that's the one we just.
Oh, no, I know. I'm just making a final announcement. Julian Coleman is by Zoom. Everyone, a jury is being called up at 11. Yes, I do. All right, Tyler Ketchum. Hi. Good morning. So on this one, let me see the motion to revoke that was recalled. I mean, the warrant, the motion you all recalled, the motion to revoke the last time we were here.
Yes.
It was withdrawn. I'm sorry. All right, thank you.
Sandra Gatan, is there already a discovery acknowledgement of file? You can print out a discovery. Yeah. I'll take care of it. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, Judge. Mr. Ketchum went through the veteran treatment court process and he would have been accepted, but in the end, I believe it was just conflict. He really doesn't feel like the services here in San Antonio would be helpful because he really just does not, he has plans elsewhere. He has applied for the University of Texas in Austin. He really wants to move to Austin. He's provided the courses in which, or the program that he wants to move forward with. He did indicate that there is the Veteran Treatment Court in Austin that he's more than happy to apply for. From my understanding, our Veteran Treatment Court personnel indicates that there's a good possibility that in Austin, they will accept him. He has completed more of his community service hours, and I believe he only has a handful left to complete. Otherwise, all of his terms and conditions here have been met, with the exception, of course, of the Veterans Treatment Court. So Mr. Ketchum wanted to approach the court so that we can see if we can get any type of permission. Would you like to?
Sure.
So that's the community service hours. He provided who the community service hours were signed off by, and then that is the program in which he'd like to proceed with.
All right, so what I can tell everybody is this. He was here, and the reason why he was here, he had a motion to revoke. And that motion to revoke was for failure to participate in Veterans Treatment Court here, and also not conducting himself properly when visiting the supervision office. And everybody agreed to withdraw the motion. And the withdrawing of that motion, part of it was because he was going to do Veterans Treatment Court here. So this is what I'm going to say, so that people will not come back to me, so nobody's time is wasted. If he is not accepted in Veterans Treatment Court in Austin, he's not going to be in Austin. He's going to be here doing Veterans Treatment Court. So I don't know how you all are going to make that happen, to see if he is going to be accepted there, because I'm not transferring him to Austin unless he is pre-approved for Veterans Treatment Court in Austin. If that doesn't happen, he's here.
Yes, ma'am.
Is there anything else?
No, ma'am, nothing further from the defense. We'll do our best to make sure he's accepted in that program and streamline that, make it as smooth as possible.
All right, thank you. And so his next court date here is on March 17th. So get it done before March 17th.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Judge.
You're welcome.
With that, may we be excused?
Yes, thanks. All right, are the parties ready on Israel Manata?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court is calling 2021 CR 6023, State versus Israel Manata. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Steve?
George Schaefer for defendant probationer, Your Honor.
And are you Israel Mankata?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
All right, did you review the document entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney, and did you understand it?
Yes, I did.
Are you the same Israel Mankata who is placed on deferred adjudication in 2021 CR 6023 for the offense of evading arrest, detention, using a vehicle on January 10th, 2022 for a period of 2 years and extended for a total of 2 years? Is that you?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, state.
Judge, I apologize, I didn't want to interrupt you, but after the conferring, the state is going to submit a motion to withdraw, but we would like to alter and amend his conditions.
All right, while we're with, you're withdrawing, because the allegations in the motion is he's on deferred for evading arrest, detention of a vehicle. And then new number one is driving without a license. And then no valid license. So what's
Sort of the same thing, Judge.
Yes, I understand.
Yeah, Judge, so after just confirming the grounds and looking at the recommendation of probation, that is, I guess, the course that we have decided to take. So I don't know if you want to step back and.
Sure.
Judge, Judge, if
We
you,
can go off the record.
if you recall, Friday I was here and we had actually filed an application to have a bond set on his case. Since it is a deferred. But I know that the court would like to go ahead if you can take care of everything.
I'll proceed however, anybody wants to proceed. So why is this motion being withdrawn?
Judge, the court summary indicates they would like to continue him on probation with intensive supervision, supportive outpatient treatment for him to obtain his Texas driver's license within 60 days. They also would like to see about setting a compliance hearing in 60 days to ensure that all of this has been met.
All right, last time we were here when he was, let me see, because this is not his first motion to revoke. So on his previous motion to revoke, I ordered him to be referred to felony drug court out of custody, 120 sober meetings in 120 days. Has he done any of that? Have you done any of that?
Yes.
How many sober meetings have you done?
I have dockets at my home. I have about, they rough draft of 80.
All
on
right.
file.
Judge, he did not meet the criteria for felony drug court.
Why are you driving without a license?
I have no right excuse.
All right, whose car was that?
That's mine and my wife's.
So what are we gonna do about the fact that he's driving without a license?
Judge, first of all, we're gonna try to get him a license again within the 60
Okay,
days.
so that's what you're gonna do? Because you say we.
Metaphorically. Judge. He's going to get his license within 60 days. That's why we want a compliance hearing 60 days from now to show I've gotten my license. It's okay for me to be.
Are you gonna be able to have your license in 60 days?
Certainly, yes, Your Honor.
All right, why don't you have a license? What's going on with that?
Just tickets and payments. I gotta make payment arrangements. I'm barely meeting ends right now.
Mhm.
I'm the head of household. I barely make ends. I have a 1-year-old son. I have a daughter on the way, which I'm not prepared for. But I do everything in my power to make ends. I even donate plasma, do as much side jobs as I can.
Okay.
And
So do you have employment other than the side jobs?
yes, ma'am.
What do you do?
Painting.
All right. So let me ask you this. Did you try picking up the phone and calling them and explaining to them about your financial situation as far as your license goes?
I actually made an appointment and it's months. It's like I have setback months before I have that appointment. And I made the appointment so I could go in and know what I need to get it.
All right, who's your appointment with?
I'm not sure. I gotta look at my phone.
No, I mean,
It's
who did,
months.
what government agency did you call?
The DMV. I think I may have missed it, to be honest.
All right, does anybody want to call? Maybe if an attorney were to call the DMV for him today and tell them that the judge would like him to get an appointment as early as possible so they can comply with his conditions of probation, maybe they will move him up ahead of the line.
Wishful thinking, Judge.
Well, I will tell
I
you,
mean-
here's my experience.
Yeah.
I always say, be kind to people. I didn't realize that they started doing this thing where you needed an appointment to get your license renewed.
Judge, if you want to get your license, you make an appointment today. They're gonna set your hearing
No, here's my
to
story.
go in June or July.
You know, like the gospel song says, this is my story, this is my song. So I go in and my license was going to expire the next day. And I didn't trust that you have 30 days nonsense. I just said, let me go in. First of all, San Antonio, I thought it was on, I think that's Ingram or whatever. No, it's no longer there, even though it says. So I go in there and there are notes saying, this is not the place you should be. Yes. So I go to Bandera. I go in there. There's this huge line. Everybody that's in line is telling me, so what time is your appointment? Because my time is, I'm like, what are y'all talking about an appointment for? So I just stay in line and I say a prayer and I go up to the counter. I said, I am so very sorry. I didn't know there was appointments, but my license is about to expire. Meanwhile, somebody at the back of the line is just shouting, being mean and rude because it's taking too long. And they're like, we're going to do our best to fit you in. I'm like, thank you so much. And I'll stay at the back of the line however you want. So 3 hours later, I go there and I have my license. So that's why I say we can pick up the phone, call somebody. You have my permission to say that his probation is tied to him getting a license. Is there any way to get him in sooner? Because this 60 days or 6 months, yeah. So if you all will do that, and I'm going to give you all some numbers that I just Googled. And I will write them down. So if you can call and ask, because I ended up at that one, but somebody says, go to General McMullen. And I was like, that's really out of my way.
I had to get mine at Escobar, and I went all the way to Sandra.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's what they do. They'll send you like to Bernie or Castroville or
So
some other area.
here's the number. The first number is for General McMullen, which they tell me that's a good one. But I do like the one, and I'm not saying other people are nicer than other people, but the one that's on Bandera, was it Bandera or was it Heidner?
It is. Huber.
Okay, so let me give you this number. Let me see. Oh, I don't like that number. Let me see. Well, whenever they do that 888 number,
You're not
Right.
gonna get through to anybody. You're
Yeah.
gonna get a recorded
Yeah.
message.
so that number, it should be the 531-1000. Is that on there?
Yes,
Yes, so if you can call them and you can let them know. So, Mr. Mancata, this is why I always say communication is key. Now I understand what's going on in your life, and I do understand why you would be driving even though you don't have a license, but you just have to realize you can't do that, okay?
Sorry, Your Honor.
And I've known people who've sold plasma for extra money. So I understand. So, yes, I'll sign the motion to withdraw.
Just to the court to where the state's position is not, but for this allegation, he is in compliance with probation, he's basically a negative UAS, and so that's why we decided to take this.
Okay. And then, do you have a cell phone?
Yes,
Are you able to Zoom?
yes.
All right, so we can do the compliance hearing by Zoom.
Okay.
And what date do y'all want to bring this back?
May
We can do like
May 20th.
May 20th,
What is that called?
Tuesday. All right, so we'll set this for a compliance hearing on May 20th. And here's the thing. I say this all the time in court. Some defendants take me seriously, others don't. They're like, that can't be true. If you have issues going on in your life, all you have to do is pick up the phone and tell probation. And if you feel like they're not addressing it, all you have to do is come to me and address it. I consider myself very understanding. I would have understand your financial situation. But hey, plan for children, okay? All right, you should be released sometime today at midnight. That's just the way they do it. I have no
Thank you,
control over that.
Appreciate it very much.
All right, you're welcome. Keep up the good work, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Judge, would you like the amended conditions to
Yeah.
reflect, intensive supervision, supportive outpatient treatment, and for him to obtain that license within 60 days?
Well, here's my question. Has he been, I mean, is there anything that he's been using or?
No, Judge, he has actually been negative, when he was first placed on probation. And he told the court at that time he had been smoking marijuana. But there was one other positive back in July, but other than that, everything's been negative. He was placed on weekly UAs.
All right, have you been using?
No, ma'am.
All right, here's the thing. You have children. Don't use marijuana.
Yes, ma'am.
In this case, you're looking at 10 years in the prison. Don't do that, okay?
I understand, yes.
All right, continue with your sober meetings.
Okay.
Continue with those. So in lieu of your intensive outpatient treatment, I'm going to tell you to continue with your sober meetings, all right? And then what else?
Just his license within 60 days.
All right, so we'll,
Zoom hearing.
yeah, we'll put down license within 60 days. We're going to see where you are on that on May 20th. Your attorney's going to call those numbers and see if you can get ahead.
Okay, sounds good.
All right, nobody else use my name for that though.
And no amended conditions. And no amended conditions.
No, he seems to be doing well. Could I see a reset form? Oh, Norma, there you are. Norma, this is Israel Mancata.
Yes, ma'am.
If you can give him a reset form for May 20th, and it's going to be compliance hearing, he can do that by Zoom. Yes, and then once you all have the withdrawal, just hand it to me. All right, do you need anything else from the court? Anything I can help you with?
No, ma'am, that's it.
All right, good luck, okay?
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Oh, they need to, she's gonna need to give him the reset form, okay?
Welcome here. It's been rough with it.
Just put his name there.
Yes.
Here you are, Norma.
Thank you.
He's on Zoom. Ready to approach.
I approach my, I have Ray Del Rosa on the trial docket today. On the DWI,
Oh, you have to have them pull the file. And I'll take it in order of parents, so just give me a moment.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hello, Briceno, Ramos. Morning, Your Honor.
Morning.
Uh,
Hi.
With regards to a bond filing.
Luis Briceno.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning. How's it going?
Going well.
Oh, there's always next year for sports, right?
Well, Texas Tech in the tournament, still have that. They're doing pretty well. They're like 8.
Okay.
I got you.
Oh, man, your guy's background is like from one of those sci-fi movies.
Yeah, it's like a green filter. It's kind of
Yes.
interesting. Yeah, I don't think you did it on
I don't know
purpose.
what I did with my camera, but I
Oh, no, that's okay. All right, so,
So, Mr. Garrett Hand provided me the discovery for the case on a thumb drive.
okay,
I have reviewed what he has given me.
Mhm.
It was all reports. There weren't any videos. He's saying there aren't any videos, so take him at his word. They have conveyed an offer to us today. So we would like time, I'd like time to review with my client. He's finishing up at an outpatient aftercare facility.
okay.
And so
When is your outpatient treatment completed, Mr. Briceno?
April 17th of 2025.
All right, Norma,
Yes, ma'am.
if you recall this for April 28th for plea deadline date, please? Oh, wait, let me ask you something. Is that, that's, Fiesta week. Okay, so here's the promise I made, and I'm doing my best to keep it. And look, Bashan just gave me the side eye. So Deputy Laura and everybody loved to say that they were like children when there's a snow day, but I was still making them go out in the snow.
No.
So
We were the kids inside the house. looking at the
they were
kids
inside
outside.
looking at the
Oh,
snow.
like having to watch, yeah. Especially,
So
yeah.
during Fiesta, they had a jury trial.
With.
Okay. Well, you,
Put that in there.
but see, you know what? At the end of the day, they're gonna look back on this when they fall upon hard times and they're gonna say, this prepared us.
Well, it was, it's like everybody has their own personal, what Trump said,
Yeah.
their own personal Vietnam. That's
Yeah.
what it was like.
All right, so this is gonna be called back for a plea deadline date on and your treatment is outpatient?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so this is what we'll do. His treatment is outpatient. We're gonna recall this back for April 17th,
Okay, yeah, that's,
and that'll be the plea deadline date. And he can appear by Zoom.
okay. Sounds good.
All right, you can appear by Zoom, and that'll be for April 17th. Do you have any questions?
No, Your Honor.
I'll give you a call.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Have a
you.
good day.
Thanks. Oh, and Roberto, if you could do a acknowledgement of discovery if they have one available for you.
Sure.
All right, thank you. All right, Sandra Gatan. And then after that, it will be Della Rosa. All right, court is calling. Hello.
Hi.
Court is calling 2024 CR 010681 State versus Sandra Gatan. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense?
Ashley Morgan.
And are you Sandra Gatan?
Yes, I am.
Is it Gatan or Gatan?
Thank
Gatan.
Oh, you saying it right.
Oh, okay, thank you.
That first time.
Oh, thanks. Counsel, have you received all discovery? Did you review it with your client?
Yes, Judge.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery probation. This is an application. Did you review the document entitled Application for Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do waive it, Judge.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Judge.
Did you review the court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with driving while intoxicated third or more? That's a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, I did.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call in the right to remain silent? Did you understand that?
Yes, I did.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
It's not signed.
I'm sorry, Andrew.
It's not
Thank
your
you.
fault. It's my fault.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Judge.
Do you believe she has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against her?
Yes.
Do you believe she's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Judge.
Ms. Gatan, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No.
Are you
No, ma'am.
satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Excuse me, we're on the record. Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived her right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 3 years in the prison. State recommends community supervision, admission interlock for half the term, 2-year driver's license suspension. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea?
It is, Judge. And we do have some things to go over with you when you're ready after you've done sentencing.
All right.
Yes.
State, is that the plea?
It is, sir.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Judge.
Outside the agreement, the state is recommending that your community supervision be for a term of 3 years. There be a TAP evaluation and 100 hours community service restitution. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations? And do you understand with a DWI third conviction, there is a 10-day jail sanction as a condition of probation? Did you understand that?
Yes.
All right, then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no
No
contest?
contest.
State any evidence.
No objection, Judge.
Oh, just one moment. Excuse me. Jenna, I'm sorry, that goes with that file that I gave to you.
Oh, okay.
All right, did you review the waiver and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places? Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent? State, you may be excused. Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same.
Off the wall, man. Off the wall.
All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Judge.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Yes, Judge. Ms. Gatan has been enrolled in AA. Here's her proof of attendance. She goes
Every day.
every day.
Every day.
She's also completed her victim impact panel up front.
Mhm.
She's enrolled in her DWI education.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, her DWI intervention. She's currently on a portable alcohol monitoring device at 3 specimens per day.
Correct.
She does not have access to a vehicle. She has not had access to a vehicle since this incident. And so we are asking that you do consider allowing her to continue on that affidavit of non-driving and continue on the portable device. And then with regards to the 10 days in jail, we ask that you either hold it in abeyance or allow her to do it via house arrest.
Okay. All right, are you employed?
I'm looking for a job right now.
Okay.
She does care for her elderly mother and she's in school.
All right, this caring for the elderly mother, is that something where she receives payment?
Do you receive?
No.
I'm sorry,
I believe are you,
do you receive payment?
I'm looking for an elder.
but you're not being
Excuse me,
paid.
No.
stop
Yes,
with the
ma'am.
conversation.
Oh.
Do you receive payment for taking care of your mom?
I guess I do.
All right, so that's going to stop because the court doesn't allow home health care people to be home healthcare providers, so you're not allowed to do that.
Okay,
So do you have any children?
yes, ma'am, I do.
What are their ages?
29, 20, 28, and 7.
7?
Yes,
And where's your 7-year-old? Does your
That's cool.
7-year-old live with you?
yes.
All right, so you're gonna have to get employment.
Okay.
Is there a reason you're not working?
Because it's difficult for me to, it's, no driving, no none of that. What I'm trying to do is do a job at home while it pays, while I stay home and pay any of the bills that I have to pay now.
All right, so
Mhm.
you're gonna have to get a job. I
Okay.
require everybody in this court to have employment.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, this is what the court is gonna do. Court is finding you guilty. Court will sentence you to 3 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 4 years. There's gonna be a portable device for half the term with an affidavit of non-driving. Are there any vehicles at your home?
No, ma'am.
If you have a vehicle at your home or one that you have access to, it's gonna need to have an ignition interlock. So do you have any access to any vehicles?
No, ma'am, I don't.
All right, probation, if you'll make sure that's the case. There's gonna be field visits 1 time per month for 4 months. There's gonna be a referral to felony drug court and a TAP evaluation out of custody. There's going to be daily sober support meetings. Until further notice. Proof of employment within 45 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. So if you continue to receive payment for caring for your mother and the court finds about it, which it will, that's going to be a violation of your probation, and a motion to revoke is going to be filed. Do you understand?
I understand.
There is going to be full GPS for 10 days. Waive fees. And GPS is to be installed no later than March 21st. Is that enough time?
Yes, Judge, it's gonna go through the jail.
Yes.
Yes.
So no later than March 21st by 2 p.m. There should be the victim VIP live, DWI education, $100 hours community service restitution. I'm going to order parenting classes. Once that's completed, the community service hours will be deemed satisfied. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Regular random UAs. Make sure they're checking for alcohol. Texas license, driver's license suspension for 2 years.
Judge, her license was suspended as a condition of the ALR. Would you consider running those concurrent? I have those dates.
Let's see how she does, and then I'll think about it.
Okay.
Probation, and there will be, is there anything else probation?
On the DWI course, did you want the education or the intervention? The education is 12 hours, intervention is 32.
Well, the problem is her DWIs are so close in time. Usually in this court, I order both.
Okay.
All right. So DWI intervention as well. Probation, is there anything else? Is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful?
No, ma'am.
All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it? All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. You understand?
I understand.
All right, so I'm gonna go off the record. Here's the thing. DWIs, you could have killed somebody. You could have killed somebody with a child.
Correct.
And I mean, you're saying correct, but you need to internalize it because guess what? Maybe there's a DWI driver out there somewhere and maybe your children are in the car and there's somebody out on the road intoxicated. Nobody, I have yet to meet somebody who has a DWI who has committed intoxication assault or intoxication manslaughter who said, yeah, I picked up a drink and my goal was I'm going to go out and kill somebody. Nobody ever think it's going to happen to them. They're just always thinking, I can handle it. Best thing, if you're going to drink at all, here's the thing. Arrange for an Uber. Now they have Ubers, Lyft, taxis, Via, or you can have somebody who is a designated driver. I was always the designated driver for my group because I don't like the taste of alcohol. Worked out great for me because I had free sodas and free lunch, but that's what you need to do. And you're one of those persons who can't drink at all. That's why you have 3 DWIs. You understand?
I understand.
All right. All right, thank you. Oh, and Bashan, just do a mid evaluation too.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Oh, Deputy Laura, did you bring out Catherine Aguilar?
She was in here.
Ah, okay. Oh, is she downstairs? All right, if not, we can cancel her if she's not downstairs. Ray Della Rosa?
What's your name? Bethany Dawes. My attorney had sent me. Just have a seat in the second row.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, how's it going?
Doing great.
All right, we're scheduled for jury trial.
Yes, we are, Your Honor.
Yes.
On the DWI 007567, I had spoke with the district attorney. They had gotten the blood results on 2/29, and I need some time for my expert to review those.
Oh, that's fine. He has the other cases, the violation of protective order, assault family, and another assault family. So,
Okay.
all right.
The state announced ready on all those cases, correct?
I have no idea, but it's going. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
On the DW, are we going on the DWI as well?
No.
Okay, get them. Okay.
Karen Smith? Hi. Okay. All
We're
right.
not going on DW.
No.
Thank you very much, Ron.
Hello.
Judge.
Hi, you're chewing like a cow in the field. Why are you chewing gum up here?
I'm sorry, give me spit it out.
Like I'm chewing it loud.
Here you go.
That's okay. Nobody, you know, nobody knows unless somebody tells them.
Yes, ma'am.
So let me see here.
Judge, may I?
Mhm.
There was a status report for early dismissal and discharge submitted back in November. At that time, Mr. Smith had not been on probation for 5 years yet. And so you said to reapply at the 5-year term. ADA Garahan also opposed the application at that time. He opposed it again. After speaking with him, he indicates he's opposing it because of based on the offense. So we did resubmit last month, and it was denied again, but I spoke with you, Judge, and kind of gave you the background on Mr. Smith, and you said to bring him in, and you would like to speak with him.
All right, when you drug tested today, what are the results going to be?
I'll pass.
All right, so I want a UA today. He can go to felony drug court, see if they can give him a UA today. And then before we leave here, state?
Yes. This is not in here, but he's the one that I've been talking to.
Before he leaves here today, because there are Facebook posts that were in the stipulations. What does your Facebook look like now?
I don't post anything on Facebook now.
All right, let's let them see if you have no objection. Let them see your Facebook page and let's see what's in it in the last time you posted.
That's fine.
All right, so we're gonna do that, do a UA, and then if all comes back clear, you're gonna tell me your story about how you changed and I'll make a decision on terminating you early.
Yes, yes.
And thank you for dressing appropriately for court.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
all right. Raymond McKinney.
I'm not sure, I think it was, but I believe, it's reset to March 18th, because of an hour, and then he's gonna be out of town with his daughter.
Yes, so let me make sure, but I know he's gonna be out of town with his daughter.
And Your Honor, he was the one that approached you,
Mhm.
it was not him, well.
Yes. And I want to make sure that it's in the system. It should be. Yes, it's for March 18th. All right, thank you.
Just checking with another court, I'll be back.
And what page is McKinney on the docket? Okay, yeah, it shouldn't be on the docket. Okay. For McKinney?
Yes. Did y'all get the right document?
Okay, I don't have that on my docket. That's okay. I was like, the gaslight continues, right? All right, Virginia Ramos. Right, Council, did you have a chance to review the violation report?
I did, Your Honor,
All right,
and I've conferred with the state.
all right, so what do you all propose? Because she has this violation report for use. Mhm. So you're not under oath. How often are you using?
I just turned 60.
Oh, well, happy birthday. How often are you using?
I'm done.
Well, no, that's, you're still not answering my question. How often are you using?
Maybe every other week or.
All right, so here's the thing, you know if it's every other week. Do I need to have you leave here and go do a drug test? I'll have you do a drug test today.
I came out negative the first time. I did come out positive.
No,
Okay,
you're
then-
not listening to me.
Yes, ma'am.
I will have you go and do a UA now. So I understand it's your 60th birthday. Happy birthday.
Oh,
But
no,
my
that's
question
fine.
is, are you going to be positive today?
No.
All right, so I'm going to have you go do a UA. Is this going to be a waste of a UA? All right, so what are you going to be positive for? All right, so again, we're back to my question. How often are you using?
Hey, it'd be like once a week.
No, it's not once a week because who would use cocaine? Cocaine only stays in your system for a specific amount of time. Who would use cocaine knowing they're coming to court today?
I don't do it every day. I don't do it every day.
Okay, it's not once a week either. I don't believe it's once a week. We go from, I don't do that anymore because I'm 60. Then we go to, it's every other week. And then it's like, I don't do that anymore. Then it's, yeah, I'm gonna be clean. Then I'm like, am I gonna waste the UA on you? Yeah, it's gonna be wasted.
I
Now
will-
it's cocaine. So how often are you using? I'm trying to give you conditions of bond so that you can stay on bond. When they send me these reports with violation reports, I can always choose the option to issue a judge's warrant and remand you without bond.
Okay.
So I am trying to figure out what can be done to help you get your life in order. So how often are you using? Just be honest. This time now is for honesty.
Maybe once or twice a week. Because I went, the first time I know I came out positive. And then he said, before I go, the pretrial, he said, you know, if you come out clean 4 weeks in a row, and then you will be changed to monthly. So I went the following week and I did come out negative. So I'm due again for another UA this Thursday, which I'm gonna be negative.
So you're just timing your use. That's what
Yeah.
it sounds like to me. All right, this is what the court is gonna do. There is gonna be a referral to lifetime recovery. Do you have any children that live at home with you?
He's 23, 22.
You gotta make a good example for your 23-year-old. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So there's gonna be a referral to lifetime recovery. And I'm gonna want 120 sober meetings. In 120 days. And there's going to be a random UAs. And I'll waive fees. And you are to report to pretrial services today by 11:30 a.m. Is there anything else, counsel?
No, Your Honor.
All right, so here's the thing. You're on bond for a drug case. It appears that you're still using. You've got to stop because otherwise your body could be the body that your son will have to identify in a field somewhere. If you have issues where you see you continuing to use, just come to court so we can save all our time here and get you into a place that can help you maintain your sobriety. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you. And thank you for dressing appropriately for.
Thank you.
All right, thanks.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, Jenna, I'm gonna give this to you. I need this sent over to pretrial services ASAP. Let me just put it in the system.
Video couples.
Jenna, here's this. Thank you.
You didn't call Gray, right?
I'm sorry, which one?
Gray.
No,
Garcia break. Or
Skip Gray.
no.
okay,
Yeah.
we can trade it, Mrs.
All right. Waiting on that one. Yes, Gray Garcia. Court is calling 2024 CR 010883 State of Texas versus Gray Garcia. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Defendant for the state of Texas.
Defense.
John Pettis for defense.
And are you Mr. Garcia?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you for dressing appropriately for court.
Your Honor.
Counsel, have you received all discovery?
I have, Judge.
Did you review it with your client?
Yes, Judge.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery probation. This is an application. Did you review the application for deferred adjudication with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Judge.
State, are you proceeding? Are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Assault, violence, as well as making an motion to bring the opinion of the defendant to his appropriate name, role, Garcia.
Any
No
objection?
No objections, Judge.
All right, did you review the admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of assault, bodily injury, married cohabitation? That is a Class A misdemeanor. Range of punishment is anywhere from a $4,000 fine and up to 1 year in the Bexar County Jail. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent. Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could find you guilty and sentence you up to 1 year in the Bexar County Jail and up to a $4,000 fine?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, Judge.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
He does, Judge.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Judge.
Mr. Garcia, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea, the state is proceeding on the lesser included offense. There's a $1,500 fine. State recommends deferred adjudication. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with the complainant. Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to be designated as primary custodial parent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that to be your plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense is at the plea?
Yes, Judge.
State is at the plea.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that are been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, are there any such motions?
No, Judge.
Outside the agreement, the state is recommending that your community supervision be for a term of 2 years. There'll be 60 hours of community service restitution, the BIP course, TAP evaluation, and follow all recommendations. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offense as charged, to the lesser included offense, how do you plead?
No contest, Your Honor.
State any evidence.
If your state offers into evidence, state one with all attachments.
No objections, Judge.
And state, have you spoken to the complaining?
You have your.
All right, thank you. You may be excused. Did you review the waiver and consent to stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call in the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will defer finding of guilt as you apply for deferred adjudication. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Judge.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
I just asked that you follow the agreement, Judge.
All right, are you employed?
Yes.
What do you do?
I'm a driver for 5-star cleanup, Your Honor.
All right, do you have any children?
No, ma'am.
So why did you do this?
I have no excuse and no reason. I just Admit that I was there.
I'm sorry, what?
I said, I just admit that I was there. Yes.
I mean, what do you mean you admit you were there? There are things in the police report that you've stipulated to that you did. So I'm trying to figure out, where is your anger coming from?
I have no peace, Your Honor.
So why are you drinking? She says you get this way when you're intoxicated.
I have no peace, Your Honor.
No, my question is, why are you drinking? You're not allowed to drink while you're on probation. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with you mentally that would cause you to be violent against, I'm assuming this is someone that you claimed you loved.
Yes, Your Honor.
So why are you being violent with her?
Your Honor, I was alcohol related. I was not in the state of mind that I thought I was at the time of everything. That's why you drink. Why do I drink? Is because I have things that I'm dealing with internally, and I have no other way of, or not no other way, but I'm trying to find a better way to cope. I do understand that drinking is not a way to cope or to move past anything. Sadly, I have been using it to cope in the past, but it's not the way that I wish to live.
Clarify, have you had any alcohol? If the judge drug tested you right now, would you come out clean?
Yes, I'll come up clean.
Thank you. Didn't want any of that to be misconstrued, Judge.
So are you currently in a relationship with anyone? All right, so here's the thing. I'm going to grant your application, but during these 2 years that you're on deferred adjudication for, you need to do some soul searching with yourself. Don't get in a relationship with anybody because you're not ready for a relationship with anybody. You need to find out who you are and why you behave the way you behave before you can get in a relationship with anybody else. Because 1, you could be going to prison right now. 2, could be somebody else who, it's like the song, Bad, Bad Leroy Brown. Turns out he wasn't the baddest man in the town, right? So you're going to have to look internally and discover why you're doing the things you're doing. Probation, if there's some trauma issues in your past, probation can help you with that. They can set you up with a therapist. Somebody, maybe you need to speak to a therapist. Sometimes we need to speak to a complete stranger about our issues who is qualified to hear it, who can do something other than just gossiping about what you told them. You understand?
Right.
All right. Do you have any family members here? Any support that you have in Bear County?
Mom's here. My mom and my sister in the back.
All right. So if you can't talk to them, they'll have somebody. So what have you been doing to address this alcohol issue?
As far as this alcohol issue right now, I have been finding forms of meditation and other forms of extracurricular activities such as working out and focusing on work, primarily, Your Honor, to keep from the best terms out of hands.
All right, so here's the thing. Whenever you drink alcohol, if you're blaming your conduct on alcohol, that means that you're one of those people who cannot drink alcohol at all. So you need to completely eliminate that. You understand? And you're going to have to eliminate it while you're on probation because you're not allowed to drink alcohol on probation. You're not allowed to use marijuana. Don't come back to me saying that you're testing positive because you're drinking, because you're using mouthwash or whatever. You understand? All right. This is what the court is going to do. 2 years deferred adjudication. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs, tests for alcohol. There is to be 60 sober meetings in 60 days. Proof of employment within 30 days. No employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with Zoe Kelly. There's to be the BIPP course, TAP evaluation, out of custody, follow TAP recommendations, Probation, if TAP recommends inpatient treatment, we'll start with intensive outpatient treatment. And if they recommend outpatient treatment, we're still going to start with intensive outpatient treatment. There's a $1,500 fine that will be probated. There's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. And then we'll do a MIC evaluation and a referral to Center for Healthcare Services. Probation, is there anything, and there is going to be 80 hours of community service restitution. How far did you go in school?
I've graduated out of high school.
All right, what's your dream job? What's your plan?
Plan on now is being an EMT.
All right, so if he obtains his EMT license, or then the court will consider the community service hours satisfied. So whether you're obtaining your license or picking up trash in the San Antonio heat when it's 100 degrees is completely up to you. You understand?
Yes, Your
Honor. Probation, is there anything else? Thank you. And there'll be field visits one time per month for 4 months. Is there anything else you need from the court in order to be successful?
No, Your Honor.
All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we can go off the record. In this court, to be successful on probation, communication is key. If there's an issue, let the probation officer know what your issue is. If you feel as though they're not addressing it, you can always come back to court. If you feel like you need more treatment, let them know. If you feel they're not giving you help with mental health treatment or any other type of treatment, you can always come back to court. And what I can tell you is I do not penalize people for coming in and saying that they need more help. My goal and what I hope for you is to be successful on probation. And if you complete everything early and if the state has no objections, then I'll let you off early.
Sure.
All right, good luck to you. Just remain in court and go over conditions with probation.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Have a good one.
Yeah, like that was. You know, I just think it's on. Okay, we talked to me. Was a part of Did you put up alcohol's towels in the ground? Thank you. Oh, yeah, you're sure.
Rosendo Hernandez. All right, if you come forward, court is calling 2025 CR 000631, State versus Rosendo Hernandez. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense.
For defendant.
And are you Mr. Hernandez?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all discovery? Did you review it with your client?
I have, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Are there any applications?
No, Judge.
Mr. Hernandez, did you review the document entitled True Bill of Indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented? Any objections?
No objection.
Did you review the court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, less than 1 gram, that's a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has, sir.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Hernandez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you in to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at a $0 fine, 154 days in the Bexar County Jail under 1244. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense, is that the plea?
Yes, Judge.
State, is that the plea?
Yes, sir.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, are there any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Then to the charge, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State, any evidence?
Exhibit 1 in attachment.
No objection.
State, you may be excused. Did you review the waivers with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. After reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Judge.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge, we're asking that you follow the plea bargain.
All right, anything you wish to say, sir?
No, ma'am.
All right, you're gonna have to change your ways.
No.
Otherwise, you're gonna be that person who's found, in a field somewhere, okay?
Yeah, I know.
All right, the court is gonna follow your agreement, sentence you to 154 days in the Bexar County Jail under 1244, give you credit for any time served. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, because this is a plea bargaining agreement, because I followed your plea bargaining agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, we can go off the record. Obviously, you have a drug problem. When you are released from the Bexar County Jail, there are plenty of places you can go to that can help you maintain sobriety. If you can't find any place and I'm still here, you can come back here and I will pick up the phone and call and help you get into a placement, okay?
Okay.
All right, good luck to you.
Is that JSAT?
I have no idea.
Okay. Well, he's got 154 days in.
All right, if that's the case, then it will be judgment satisfied.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Angus Talbot. Oops, I'm sorry about that. Who's here for Angus Talbot?
Scott McCrum, Judge.
All righty. Good morning. How are you doing today?
The matter.
You know what? Then that means there are better days ahead, hopefully. All right, so today's your plea deadline date.
we've talked considerably and did not reach an agreement.
All right. How long do y'all expect a jury trial to last in this case?
I think total of 4 days, maybe.
Yeah, Judge, there's co-defendant, so, I'd imagine at least 4 days.
So if y'all would confer with Ms. Ferguson on a jury trial date and then come back here and let me know what when your jury trial date is.
Very good.
All right, and could you all make sure that you sign an acknowledgement of discovery?
Yes.
All right, so have a seat in the box. And if y'all confer with Ms. Ferguson, then let me know what the jury
thank
trial
you.
date is.
If
And
you don't
Jason-
recognize the signature on that first order for funds, that's when Judge Angelini was sitting.
Okay. And state, I do show where discovery has been signed, but if there's been some
There's some additional
updates.
that I just gave them these labs today, so,
All
and
right.
those came out in January, so whatever is on the system, or it probably is old, and we need to redo one.
All right. So if y'all will do that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I have 10 days in Italy, but
I think, Scott, what I think should happen is your 10 days in Italy, you should probably transfer it to me. And then I'll have somebody else come here and try it, or either Jason, I can do it by Zoom.
I might have to, Judge. I don't know if I'm gonna ever.
I could do it by Zoom as I eat my gelato.
Okay, very good. All right.
All right, when?
August
5th, Judge.
All right, Mr. Talbot, come down, please. All right, both the state and the defense have agreed for a jury trial date of August 5th. That's the earliest I can get you in for jury trial because we have other cases that are ahead of yours. Do you have any objection to that date?
No.
All right, so we're going to be back in August 5th. And counsel, I've signed your motions, but you'll need to make sure you get a copy because one of them I know is sealed. So,
Well, you know, that, I'm not worried about that.
okay,
That the investigator put that on there, but
okay.
so I'll just go ahead and get copies myself,
right,
if that's
thank
all
you.
right. Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. And if more is needed, just let me know.
Thank you. You need this everything we're ready today.
Sam, Kevin Curiel? Yes. Yes. All right. Yes, we do. Just let me find him on the docket. All right, the court is calling 2024 CR 3419 State versus Kevin Curiel. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense?
Jason Todd for Mr. Curiel.
All right, and are you Mr. Curiel? Yes. All right, so we are here for a restitution hearing. Just one moment. And it's for Miss Leal. And Miss Leal is by Zoom, and both parties at the last setting did not have any objections to her appearing by Zoom. All right, Miss Leal, if you can unmute, please.
Okay, I think I did.
All right, and could you show your video?
The very first one.
All right, I don't know if she's having issues showing her video. Do you object to her not having her video shown?
We have no objection to that, Your Honor.
All right, Miss Leal, if you can raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
All right. State, are you calling Miss Leal?
Yes,
All right, State, you may proceed.
Ms. Leal. On March 6th, 2022, were you injured?
Are you able to hear Miss Leal?
No, he's cutting off.
All right, if you could speak louder, counsel.
Ms. Leal, can you hear me?
Now I can hear you, yes, sir.
On March 6th of 2022, were you injured?
You're still cutting off. I can hear
In March, were you injured?
Yes.
No, that is not that. Just grab one of those.
Ms. Leal, can you hear me?
Yes, a lot more better.
Okay. On March 6th of 2022, were you injured?
Yes, sir.
Would you please briefly describe the circumstances of your injury?
All right, so let me stop. So does everybody stipulate that this is the person who was injured on the date of this offense and that the injury was caused by the defendant?
Yes, well, we have no objection to that, and we will stipulate to that.
All right, so the only thing we're here for is how much money did it cost?
Okay, Ms. Leal, approximately how much money have you been charged as a result of the injuries that you sustained?
I've had a lot of medical records that have gone unpaid that are in my credit report now, since it's been a long minute, that I hadn't paid them, and then I have some that I've passed to the prosecutors just of the most recent ones, since the other ones weren't paid. They were taken off. They don't send me bills anymore, but they are on my credit report.
All right, what's the amount you have in medicals from this incident?
I mean, I would have to, the only thing I was able to turn in was what I gave the prosecutors this past couple before we went to court. But as far as anything else, I don't have I mean, what I was saying before was that I can't work.
Okay, no, so here's the, Miss Leal.
Go ahead.
All right, so here's what the court is allowed to require restitution for.
Okay.
Number one,
Come on, no, let's go. Let's go.
Mom, oh.
Come on, go in. Put him back there.
Apologies for the interruption.
no. So is everybody okay? Yeah.
Well,
All right. All right, Miss Leal, approximately how much money have you spent on medical, or what are your medical bills that are not covered by insurance?
The only thing that I have proof of, well, that's in court today is what the prosecutors have.
How much? Do you know the amount, counsel?
may I present these to you, Judge?
I mean, does defense, have you seen those amounts?
I have seen the amounts and I would, if that's what you wish to present, then we want to object to that. We're also going to admit we're going to ask though, in lieu of that, the claim information also be allowed to come in on what's been paid out.
All right, so here's the thing. This is what I want you all to do. We're off the record. So I think we all agree that she was injured because of this incident. The only issue we're here for is one, how much was she charged and how much has been paid? And Miss Leal, what I want you to know is I understand that you have medical bills and maybe you can't afford those medical bills or your insurance then cover those medical bills. So what I would need is how much was the medical and then how much the insurance or somebody else has paid toward those medicals. Now, Miss Leal, I understand that maybe you haven't been allowed to work and other things, but legally, I'm not allowed to give you money for that. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
well then, no, that's fine. Then you know what? Just leave it like that, and I'm happy with him
No.
having the
So here's the thing, Miss Leal. This is what I'm trying to figure out because I want you to be paid the amount that is owed. So that means if you have outstanding medical bills, and let's just say hypothetically, your medical bills is $100,000 and you haven't paid that and insurance hasn't covered it. But then let's say that there was some sort of civil suit, and in the civil suit, let's say they only paid $60,000 of those medical bills. Then that would mean that he would owe you $40,000 remaining on those medical bills. So I'm just trying to figure out how much you've been charged, whether you've been able to pay it or not, because I know that sometimes people can't afford to pay medical. And I want to know how much you've been charged and how much you've been paid through insurance or some other claim. Yes,
Your defense states.
yes. And I do think this is something that you all could probably agree on. All right, so what I'm looking at here, because this insurance claim is a little, it says that the total loss was $5,000 on the Chevy and that the loss of use was $3,000. And they're saying bodily injury, $30,000 for Miss Leal, $1,500 for Sanchez, and $2,100 for Lozano. So is this what USAA paid?
That's my understanding of that document, Your Honor.
All right, because it doesn't say that. Oh, I'm sorry, it does. It said the payments made below.
That's my understanding of that, Judge.
All right, so then what I need, because it's saying that the total amount all right, so in state, I don't understand this. It says you were paid or were credited this amount toward the debt. So you have a total of one bill, $693, then $1,700 approximately, then $1,300, $1,400, and $2,200. So what does this mean? What are y'all trying to say to me by handing me this?
Well, those are from the state.
Yes. So are you saying that the $30,000 for the bodily injury, I'm taking the $30,000 from the bodily injury? That's like pain and suffering for her. It's not $30,000 that goes to medical.
That's not what we're taking that as. That's $30,000 is to go to the bill,
All right, so it says bodily injury.
which would be so I think that we believe that $30,000 goes towards the bills that she has, and that's why she's given that money.
All right, so I'm not interpreting that way. I'm just reading the paper as it's given to me, and it says bodily injury, $30,000. Usually if it's medical or something, it would say medical. So if y'all want to go back to USAA and provide me documentation that shows that this $30,000 was for medical.
So like
then
an
I'll-
itemized.
Yes, and then I will see about the deductions for the medical. But this appears to me, this bodily injury seems more like pain and suffering, the injury to her body as opposed to this. If I'm wrong,
Can I say something, Your Honor?
sure.
Okay, when the accident first occurred, the USAA did not want to insure Mr. Carrillo. I tried to get attorneys to fight, not to fight, but to go through the process or whatnot, because they were giving me the runaround that Mr. Carrillo was not insured. So then I got another attorney and I was like, hey, he did have, I found out from the police report or whatnot and the officer that I spoke to, that the car belonged to his mother and that his mother was insured. So then I called another attorney, and that attorney, I told him what was going on or whatnot. And the reason why USAA is saying that they didn't want to.
All right, so Ms. Leal, this is
Yeah.
what I'm trying to discover, and this is the information that I'm seeking. And I appreciate you giving me a background story because it helps me to understand more. But I'm going to send the defense attorney back and the state's attorneys back. This is what I need. I see that you were paid $30,000.
Yes, ma'am.
So I'm going to send the defense attorney back to get an itemized list so that I'll know specifically what that $30,000 was for. What I can tell you is if that $30,000 was payment for your medical bills, then I am going to deduct whatever bills that you have that are medical. I'm going to deduct that $30,000 from it. But I don't know if that's the case yet or not. The defense is going to get more information from the court. And this is what I would suggest you do.
Okay.
If you have medical bills, itemized medical bills, give those to the state. So how much time do you need, counsel?
I think a couple of weeks, Your Honor, we can get this done.
All right, Norma. Yes. Recall this back in April. That'll give everybody extra time. And state your witness can appear by Zoom.
Understood. Thank you, Judge.
And defense, if you have a witness, they can appear by Zoom as well.
Thank you, Judge.
And if you want to appear by Zoom, you can appear by Zoom.
17th, Judge?
All right, so we're going to come back on April 17th. And does everyone understand what I would need?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. Once you sign the reset form, you're excused and you can appear by Zoom. All right, Ms. Leal, we're going to come back on April 17th and the state will give you the Zoom link.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, and Deputy Laura.
Yes, Judge.
Mr. Cherrick's fine. Has it been sent back?
We have to send him back, Judge. He was not. No, we're gonna struggle with it.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, who's here on Jose Lopez?
I am, Your Honor.
That was him, Judge.
All right,
The problem,
yeah.
he's threatening me also.
Yeah, he doesn't mean it. You know, people say a lot of things in anger. All right. Deputy Laura,
Yes, Judge.
state. All right. We'll have him come up here and strap down.
Okay, I've got a couple other things on the docket too. I imagine they're gonna be.
Okay. Yeah, Deputy Laura, they need to strap him down. He can be strapped down.
Two other files.
Judge, the juror's already outside.
All right.
Is that all? Okay.
Just give me a moment because we're gonna need to have him strapped down.
Forgot. He looked underneath to see this one.
Joseph Jefferson Smith.
Morning.
Good morning. How are you doing today?
Health wise, I've seen better days, but it's a beautiful day inside.
Oh, it is. All right, you're scheduled for jury trial. We'll see what goes.
Yep.
All right.
It's gonna be.
Just wait. Just wait.
Understand.
Anthony Alvarado.
Judge, that's mine also.
Okay.
He does not speak English.
All right, so do you need another attorney appointed?
Probably to communicate with him.
Is that Megan hiding behind Megan? Oh, hello. Come forward, please. I know that you speak Spanish.
I do.
And you speak it fluently.
I do.
Are you available for Anthony Eduardo Moreno Alvarado? All right, could you bring him out?
He's right there in the orange shirt.
All right, thank
And I
you.
don't know what his.
I think that's
immigration
neon
status
yellow
is.
council. Or
Is that
neon
yellow?
green?
Yellow, yeah.
I think, well, neon green, I was.
Neon
wrong.
green.
Yeah.
All right, so if you'll talk to Mr. Shrek. Hey, how's it going? Oh, I'm doing okay. I can't complain. Oh, yeah. Happy Mardi Gras. What are we doing? Yeah. Let me just tell you, people don't do the king cake properly. Now people just go out and buy it instead of making it yourself and putting the baby inside. What are people doing?
Yeah. This was bought at HEB and it was pretty tasty. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. Desiree Castro.
She's president.
All right.
Who's new trial date, Judge?
All right. Hello.
Hello.
All right. On your case, today is your plea deadline date. Are you rejecting all offers?
Correct.
All right. Have you received all discovery?
Yes, Judge, we have.
All right, so I'll need an acknowledgement of discovery sign.
Okay.
How long do you expect this jury trial to last?
Say 3 days, including jury selection.
All right, who's the prosecutor on Desiree Castro? It's on page 3. All right, how long do you expect the jury trial to last? All right, if you all can confer with Ms. Ferguson on a jury trial date, and if I could have an acknowledgement of discovery, once that's done, come back, give me the date, and then you sign the reset form, you'll be excused.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Hello?
Thank you.
July 8th. All right.
a little bit more, I guess.
Sorry.
Thank you so much. Good, how are you? Yeah. So.
I saw your sign.
Okay,
Right.
We're ready whenever you are.
all right, thank you. Oh, yeah. Oh, about, oh. Okay, let me see if I have it. Yeah, I don't have that.
We don't have to. Put it in.
No, the only thing I received is about a protest.
Oh, maybe that's what it was.
And Sean, who is it, Smith?
Smith Judge.
All right, Joseph Smith?
Terrence.
Terrence Smith. Okay. All right.
The what?
All right, Terrence Smith. Let me ask you, are you all able to put him in one of the cells in the back?
He's not cooperating, Judge. He doesn't want to, he has to use force.
Okay, all righty. All right, so I see your smile. So everything went well?
Yes, Judge. Mr. Smith's UA was negative.
Hmm.
ADA Garahan went through his Facebook. No concerns.
Okay, so tell me about yourself. What have you been doing? What are your plans?
Actually, I have a letter. Can I read it?
Mm-hmm.
Dear Honorable Judge
All
Boyd.
right, everyone, please whisper. Okay.
Dear Honorable Judge Boyd, thank you for the opportunity to be on probation instead of time in prison. Over the course of being on probation for the last 5 years, I have learned to better my life and build a career for myself in the automotive industry. Through probation, I have learned self-control, discipline, and patience. I took things for granted and I made bad mistakes that hurt people. And I ask for your forgiveness and the forgiveness of those people. My time in the Bexar County Jail changed my life. The Lord saved me from death by putting me in the jail. That is what I believe. Through jail, I became connected with Cornerstone Church, which was the stepping stone into my faith today. The Lord motivated me to better my life. I went back to school and graduated from St. Philip's College with an associate degree of applied science in automotive technology in May of 2024. Since the beginning of school, I have worked at multiple automotive shops to gain experience and certifications. I currently work at Freedom Chevrolet and I've been there since January of 2024. I have learned to live on my own, pay rent and utilities. I plan to go further with a relationship with God and Jesus. I have goals and dreams set for my life. I want to use my gift of working on cars to help people
who need it. And I ask you humbly consider my request for early termination so that I may move past this part of my life and show my family that I have successfully changed and completed my term of probation. Thank you, Honorable Judge Boyd, for your time and listening to me. I give God all the glory for the change in my life, and I give Jesus all the credit for being where I am today. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm so proud of you. I'm glad you were able to turn your life around. And what I can tell you is normally, I mean, I'll do early termination, but you have to show me something. You have to show me that you've changed and that you won't be back here
Yes.
for anything and that you're going to be a law-abiding citizen.
Yes, sir.
All right, probation, what has he completed?
Judge, I like to point out that he had no prior criminal history. He has maintained full-time employment as well as completing with his associate's degree. His field visits were completed. There were no issues during those field visits. There was an 11 p.m. curfew implemented upon being granted probation. He completed that with no issues. 200 community service hours were also completed. He's met all of his financial obligations, all of his UAs, with the exception of a couple of diluteds back in 2022. But all of his UAs have been negative, Judge.
And he was negative today.
He was negative today, Judge. We just think at this time, he is a good candidate for early termination.
Right. And there's no restitution, correct?
No, Judge.
All right. Well, congratulations. Here's the thing, don't go out celebrating everything that you needed, the discipline you needed to successfully complete this probation. You're still going to need that discipline in real life, because let me just tell you, you're not going to have a probation officer looking over your shoulder where you're saying, oh, if I do this, I'm going to get in trouble with probation. You're going to have to do that on your own. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
But what I can tell you, if there are any obstacles that come up in your way and you need some advice, if I'm here, you can still come back here and ask me, okay?
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
All right, your probation is terminated. Good luck.
Thank you so much, Your Honor. I appreciate it. And I want to say one thing, if I
Sure.
can, before I go. When I first was here, I don't know if you remember, it was in 2020. I sat in those seats over there, and it feels good today having my freedom and not having to go back to the Bexar County jail or back to prison or in prison. And I thank you for giving me that chance of being out to see my family and to show my family that I can change. And when I was here, I told you at that time that I gave my life to God. And you had told me at that time, when I first got probation, that a lot of people, when they get out of the jail, they say they believe in God and they follow religion, but then they go right back. I wanted to prove everyone that thought that wrong. And I wanted to prove the people that thought I was going to go back to jail wrong. And so thank you.
All right, congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
Do well.
All right, I will.
All right. You're welcome. All right, just 1 second. Yeah. Yes. Mhm.
And she said that. Stated that they were denying the bench. Oh, just give me the number. Okay, I need everything.
All right, yeah, give me the number and I'll call them. Julian Coleman. Who's the attorney for Julian Coleman?
Oh, Judge, he's on Zoom. It's Robert. I tried to call him.
Okay.
He said if I could, he texted me.
Okay.
I tried to call him.
Julian Coleman. All right, you need to remove the hood and find a place to sit. You're in a courtroom. And counsel this, yes. Counsel?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, today is plea deadline date.
I just needed to touch base with Jason on something.
All right, he said he's been trying to call you.
He is? Oh, okay. If he could call me right now, I had it on not disturb because I was in courtroom. But if he calls me right now, I'll answer.
All right, I'll put you in the waiting room.
Thank you.
All right, Ray De La Rosa, that's scheduled for jury trial counsel. If you and your client will be back by 2 p.m., please.
Back at 2 p.m., Your Honor?
Yes.
Thank you.
The jury are still out, so you're gonna have them for lunch or just let them eat?
I'm gonna give them a lunch. Just give me a moment. Jose Lopez.
He's the one that's being. He's strapped.
Oh, okay, thank you. So that'll be 2 p.m. What page is he on? All right, thank you.
Want him at two, Judge?
Well, as soon as y'all can get him here.
Okay. No, it's gonna happen. It's just,
I mean, it's however long it takes. That's why I said two, because I didn't know.
oh, it's gonna be sooner than that, though.
Oh, it'll be sooner than that? All right. Well, we'll bring him out. Where's Carlissa Johnson? What page is she on?
Page 8, Judge.
All right, Carlissa Johnson.
She's downstairs, Judge.
All right, defense counsel is asking for her to be recalled tomorrow, which is not good because that's a Wednesday. Thank you.
You want her back on Thursday or tomorrow, Judge?
Let me see. Bashan,
Yes, Judge.
do you want her recalled for Thursday or tomorrow?
Judge, you want to file? You want to file, right?
Yes.
Thursday.
All right, Norma, if you can recall her for Thursday.
Yes, ma'am.
Somehow we got one.
Saying she's not gonna be on it, right?
Yeah.
All right, and Joseph Jefferson, that will be at 2 p.m. Norma. All right, on Freddie Arroyo, what is the status of his evaluation?
He's out here, Judge.
It's still, the motion is still stapled to this, and has it been forwarded?
Filed on January 1st, but it doesn't look like it's forwarded to me. I mean, not closed.
All right, can we please forward that? Because I've signed it months ago, and this is the second time I've signed it. All right, Freddie Ariano, if you'll come down, please. Hi.
Hi.
All right, your attorney wants you evaluated. So we're bringing you back on April 14th. Do you have any questions?
Ma'am.
All right, you're gonna be back on April 14th.
Have a seat, sir. We're at. Thank you. David Cerna?
Mhm. Deputy Laura,
Yes, Judge.
when Deputy Mejia comes back, if you'll let the jurors know to come back at 2. David Cerna? Court is calling 2023 CR 7678 State versus David Cerna. Can I have parties announced for the record? State.
Pertaining to the state of Texas.
Defense.
Ed Connell for the defendant.
Counsel, have you received all discovery? Did you review it with your client?
Yes.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Cerna, did you review the document entitled application for community supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it? Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it? Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Cerna, did you review court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
You're charged with failure to comply with registration. That's as a third degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call, and the right to remain silent. Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand if the court would grant your application for deferred adjudication? If for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court would could find you guilty and sentence you up to 10 years in the prison and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes, now he has, now that he's been restored to competency, Judge, and just a slight correction, this is a straight probation application.
All right,
Okay, so
thank you. Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
yes, ma'am.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I believe he's presently competent, Judge. He was not evaluated for sanity at the time, although we believe that some of that's been covered in the competency evaluation that we had before Judge.
Do you believe he was sane at the time of the offense?
I believe that it's unable to determine that, Judge. I would say he's sane by the way that definition is applied in the criminal law, Judge.
All right, Mr. Cerna, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No,
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
no, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it? According to, yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 2 years in the prison. There's a $1,500 fine. State recommends community supervision. And there's to be Chapter 62 registration. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense is at the plea.
Yes, ma'am.
State is at the plea. Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No.
Then to the, and outside the agreement, the state is recommending that your community supervision be for a term of 2 years. There be 80 hours of community service restitution, MIC evaluation, and follow all recommendations in DDRF. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, ma'am.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence.
Yes, Your Honor. At this time, it's
No objection.
All right, state you may be excused. Did you review the waiver and consents to stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, state, defense, we're off the record.
Okay.
And probation, while they look for that, can you let me know if he is eligible for DDRF?
He is not present.
All right, thank you. Any objection to the state admitting page 2 of the police report?
No objection.
All right. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
We'd like to, Judge.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Nothing other than Mr. Cerna has been a successful candidate, has fully cooperated with regard to his competency treatment. And I mean, honestly, I have to take my hat off to the people who are helping him out with that, and very pleased to see how that has benefited him. He says he's going to continue with that treatment. He's on medication now, Risperidone, which he says he plans to continue to take. And we would request that the court follow the plea bargain agreement, Judge.
All right, who are you receiving treatment through? Is it through Center for Healthcare Services?
This one.
All right, do you have a case manager?
It's in the county jail.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got it 510 days, Judge, also.
All right, Ms. Abrams, is it possible to make sure that he has contact with Center for Healthcare Services once he leaves and medications? All right. And will the unit that he's being supervised by, will they also do mental health, or do I need to order a MIC evaluation? All right. All right, this is what the court is going to do. The court is finding you guilty. The court will sentence you to 2 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 2 years. There's a $1,500 fine that will be probated. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Chapter 62 compliance, regular random UAs, a referral to the Center for Healthcare Services, a MIC evaluation, proof of employment or SSI within 45 days, no employment as a home healthcare provider or with minors. And you'll be supervised by a specialized unit. Probation, is there anything else that's needed?
No, Judge.
All right, is there anything else that you need from the court to be successful?
Do you want her to, you need anything from the court to help you out going forward?
What are we getting now?
You will be released sometime later in the morning. I would say probably about 12 a.m.
Okay.
if everything holds true.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. All right, good luck to you. If you need anything, just come back to the court and let us know, or either talk to your probation officer, all right?
Okay.
You're gonna have to really stay on top of your mental health.
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Because it's a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand? All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Can I be excused?
Yes.
Have a seat, sir.
All right, who's here on Julian Coleman?
That's on Zoom, and that's just been dismissed. I just heard.
All right.
I did inform the defense counsel. But it might be still on Zoom.
All right. All right, Mr. Coleman, you can unmute. Defense, you can unmute.
Yeah, okay, thank you, Judge.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes. All right, Mr. Coleman. The state has filed a dismissal in your case. Make sure that you stay out of trouble, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
May I be excused?
Yes, you may be excused.
Okay, have a great day.
All right, you too. Here's Coleman. And let me see what page he is on. That's David Sana. Bashan, Mark Anthony Pettis is going to be recalled for Thursday. Mr. Pettis, if you'll come down, please. Hello, how are you doing? All right, so your attorney has asked that your case be recalled on Thursday. So we'll bring you back on Thursday and he'll be here, all right? Do you have any questions?
I was saying, is there a possible way to have my original lawyer?
No, the system appoints attorneys. And so whatever attorney that's appointed to represent you, that's the person who's appointed to represent you. It normally doesn't go back to your previous attorney.
And I was just curious, I don't have a bond right now, right?
I have no idea. You'll have to discuss that with your attorney.
So I'll come back Thursday?
Yes, we'll have you back here on Thursday. All right, thank you. All right, anyone ready?
Judge, I have a paperwork on employee, but we have.
Okay. All right, as soon as he's sworn, we'll take it up. And after that, we're going to take our recess.
Thank you, John. Just to let you know, Judge, it's a recommendation probation on DWI third. He was on probation for a drug case, and there's an MTR with regard to that. They're willing to take him to DDRF, which is where we're asking you to place him. We've already done the Tacoma and all that
All
stuff.
right, and have you all conferred with?
Yeah.
John? And is she in agreement with that?
Yeah.
Okay,
Unless you change your mind.
all right.
Ramos number one, you know
That's a day. Which one are you looking at? Yeah. Okay. Which one's gonna go first? Sorry. Okay.
I know. Just we have to be one. I know you gotta break the lunch.
Yeah, we have to break for lunch.
Really?
You need to talk, Bashan wants her lunch break.
Balance it out, okay.
While you all are getting that together, I'm going to step outside and speak to Kendall County.
Can someone videotape this? Can we have this on Zoom?
And it's only gonna get better.
Yeah.
Tell me my cell number, it's 210-445-4080.
There you are.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Could I see the following Joseph Smith and you all have a chance? Who's here on Daniel Martinez?
There you go.
Morning.
Perfect.
Just give me one moment. Let me put this in the system.
Judge, this is the one I was speaking about. He's on probation for one case, but then he has the new case that he's going to be pleading guilty in.
All right.
Thank you.
All right, court is calling 2024 CR 006950 State versus Daniel Smith. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state? Defense,
John Coons for Mr. Martinez.
and are you Mr. Martinez?
Yes. Yes, Your Honor.
Just one moment. All right, and I called the case number wrong. I thought I called it wrong. It's 2024 CR 006950 State versus Daniel Martinez. Counsel, have you received all discovery? Did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Martinez, did you review application for community supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
We do, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We have no objection. We're very grateful, obviously.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Did you review the court admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand your charge were driving while intoxicated, third or more? That's a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent. Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He certainly has.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Very much so.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, and yes.
Mr. Martinez, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, Your Honor.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 10 years in the prison. There's a $5,000 fine. State recommends community supervision. This will run concurrent with 2022 CR 5114B. The state will take in consideration 2025 CR 000501. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense is at the plea.
Yes, Your Honor.
State is at the plea. Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
No, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that your supervision be for a term of 10 years. There'll be 30 days in the Bexar County Jail as a condition, a TAP evaluation, 250 hours of community service restitution, ignition interlock for the full term, and 2-year driver's license suspension. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Yes, Your Honor.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty.
State any evidence. Right.
We reviewed them, have no objection, Your Honor.
Mr. Martinez, did you review the waivers with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Correct, Your Honor.
Did you?
Yeah.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state will call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Court will also proceed in 2022 CR 5114B. Did you review the document entitled Motion to Enter Adjudication of Guilt and Revoke Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you the same Daniel Martinez who was placed on deferred adjudication in 2022 CR 5114B for the offense of possession of controlled substance, penalty group 1 to 4 grams, on January 27, 2023 for a term of 3 years? Is that you?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, state.
Yes, Your Honor. Further condition number 1 on about the 4th of January 2024. Hunter County, Texas. Daniel Martinez.
How do you plead to that? True or not true?
True.
State.
We'll wait to remain violent.
Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 1, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, and sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Understand.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 1?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find violation of condition number 1 true. Is there a proposed agreement? Probation? What is the agreement?
Probation. But I believe that in lieu of that treatment recommendation.
Okay.
Judge, the court summary indicates the recommendation is revocation due to the new offenses and some non-compliance issues with his compliance. We did complete the TAP evaluation, the DDRF mix screening, and have all of the results from the Tacoma Center for Healthcare Services screening, and all of that is recommending treatment with DDRF.
All right. So, Mr. Martinez, I'm going to give you some choices today. Normally, I don't give people choices. Where I can, I do. You know yourself better than I do. DDRF is inpatient treatment. So, and they're going to keep you in DDRF as long as they think it's appropriate. So you have a choice. Here's your choice. I can deny the motion, alternate mean conditions, and I'll give you DDRF on the DWI. Of course, I'm going to order DDRF for that as well. Or if you would like, I can revoke you and I'll sentence you to prison in each of these cause numbers to 5 years.
The DDR, I'm seeking help.
All right, I'm glad. All right, then, and cause number 2022 CR 5114B, I'm going to follow the agreement and I'm going to deny the motion, alternate amendment conditions to include DDRF. Counsel, are you waiving PSI in the DWI case?
We are, Your Honor, and we're very grateful for what you've chosen to do. Thank you.
All right, anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Judge.
All right, then this is what the court will do. The court will sentence you to 10 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 10 years. With DWIs, you're not off of probation early. You're not allowed early termination. There's going to be a $5,000 fine. That would be probated.
Thank you, Judge.
I'm going to order DDRF. And you're going to remain in custody until they transfer you to DDRF. This will run concurrent with 2022 CR 5114B, taking consideration 2025 CR 00051. I'm sorry. It's 2025 CR 000501. I'm going to do the 30 days in the Bexar County Jail as a condition of probation, but probation, if they're ready to transfer him before those 30 days are up, I would prefer for him to be transferred. You're welcome. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs, proof of employment or SSI within 45 days of release, no employment as a home health care provider or with minors, 2 years license suspension, ignition interlock for full term.
And Judge, with regard to that, more than likely he won't have a vehicle, so can we make it or portable alcohol monitoring device?
Or PAM with affidavit of non-driving. But here's the thing, if you're going to be living with family members, if there are vehicles at that location, they're going to need ignition interlock. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, there's 250 hours of community service restitution. And I'm going to do a referral to felony drug court in custody. Field visits 1 time per month until further notice upon release. VIP live, DWI education. Probation, is there anything else?
No, Judge.
All right, I know all of those conditions seem daunting, but those conditions I have to put in there because they're required because it's a DWI, you understand?
Yes, correct, Your Honor.
All right, now with the community service hours, your counsel will tell you if you're doing something to better yourself, improve yourself. For example, sometimes people will get involved in sobriety groups where they decide they're going to come in and early and they help out, help clean up, help prepare things. If that's something you're doing, I'll consider knocking off some community service hours for you, okay?
Your Honor, and that I am, I have some paperwork here where I'm staying proactive with, with the program is called, the RIM class.
Okay, awesome.
Recovery Emotion. Also, I have my AA classes where I'm staying proactive. I'm taking AA classes. I'm doing my GED while I'm incarcerated.
Well, I tell you what, you obtain your GED, then the community service hours will be deemed satisfied.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. And at the same time, I see I'm working in the laundry, overnight, and at the same time, I'm taking computer classes. So I'm educating myself as the time that I've been here and staying proactive, and I'm hoping to make that full statement as that other gentleman. And I'd like to congratulate you on being the first woman in your courtroom, Miss Stephanie Boyd.
Well, thank you.
Acknowledgeable, that you have accomplished that. And hopefully someday I'll be in that position to, accomplish my probation and change my life. I have found the Lord as well. He's making a change in my life. I'm a living testimony to a lot of other gentlemen as, I carry out the word of the Lord with other fellow inmates. And he's opened the doors for me in a lot of places in my life. So it's just up to me to continue to accomplish that. And I thank you.
All right, you're so welcome. All right, did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Correct.
All right, we can go off the record. If there are any issues, let us know. We're here. Okay, can't help you if you don't let us know what's going on.
Correct.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you very much, Judge.
You're
Thank you, Your Honor. You have a blessed one. God bless
Oh,
you.
thank you. God bless you too. I needed that today. All right, court is calling 2025 CR 0000612 State versus Leslie Shannon. Could I have parties approach and announce for the record for the state? Defense? And are you Mr. Shannon?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have you received all discovery? Did you review it with your client?
Yes, I have, Your Honor. I believe so.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Excuse me, off the record. Yes. Hi.
Just to let you know, whatever you take care
Oh, awesome. I appreciate it.
We'll send some extra suggestions.
All right, thank you. All right, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. We're back on the record. There are no applications?
No application, Your Honor.
All right, did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
With permission of the court, yes, Judge.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes.
All right, did you review the admonishments with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, I did.
You're charged with the offense of burglary of a building. That's a state jail felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, I do.
You have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent. Did you understand by entering this plea, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, I do.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes, I do.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
He has.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
Sir, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Anyone promise you anything other than the plea?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 15 months in the state jail facility. There are no applications, and there's to be restitution to Arturo Alvarado. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes.
Defense, is that the plea?
Yes, Judge.
State, is that the plea?
It is, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions?
There have not.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plea?
Guilty.
State any evidence.
Your Honor, exhibit number 1 and attachments.
All right, state, you may be excused. Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
Did you review the waivers with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments and review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
If the court pleases.
All right, the court has reviewed the stipulated evidence and the complainant states that the lock is $50 to $75 to replace. Any objection to the restitution amount being $75?
No, Your Honor.
All right, then the court will sentence you to 15 months in the state jail facility, give you credit for any time served. There's to be restitution of $75 to Arturo Alvarado, and I'll order the therapeutic community. Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney? Did you understand it and sign it?
Yes.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, And because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. I understand when people have drug addictions, they think they're going to do better once they get out. You are really going to have to be vigilant. When you're released, if you can't find a place to go to help you maintain your sobriety, if I'm here, come back to this court, I will pick up the phone and call somebody to help you. I don't want you to be that person on the news where somebody's identifying your body, okay? All right, good luck to you.
There's your copy, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Now be excused,
Yes,
Judge.
you may be excused. Who's
Thank
the
you.
interpreter for?
Good luck.
All right, do I have his phone? Oh, yes, I do. Alvarado? Hey. All right, on Alvarado.
Yes, Your Honor, this is the case that I'm taking over for Mr. Churak. We
I'm
are,
sorry.
oh, sorry.
Yes, yes.
This is the case I'm taking over for Mr. Churak. We are requesting a short reset. The prosecutor needs to have translated the audio that's involved in the discovery. But in the meantime, the prosecutor has agreed to reinstate his original PR bond. He was originally on a PR bond. There was an FTA, but I don't think that it was, that he had proper notice of the court date because it was sent to an address that was missing a unit number.
Okay, let me see. All right, we're going to go on the record. Court is calling 2024 CR 00954 State versus Anthony Eduardo Marino Alvarado. If I could have parties announced for the record for the state. Defense.
Megan Enriquez for Mr. Moreno Alvarado.
And are you Mr. Alvarado?
Yes.
All right. And we have an interpreter. Could you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? I'm sorry. This has been a long, long day. This is where my mom picks up the phone and calls. Y'all need to take a break. It's lunchtime. But Deputy Laura is continuing to try to push me. All right. Can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear and affirm you will faithfully translate from English into Spanish and Spanish into English, so help you God?
I do, Your Honor.
And are you going to tell the truth?
That's true.
All right. Could you state your name for the record?
Arlene Abrams, license number 2081.
All right. So off the record, you're requesting that his PR bond be reinstated. This is the problem. A judge's warrant was issued for him October 2024. So there is a lot of time that has expired between that date and now. What I can do with regards to the PR bond, I'll ask Ms. Ferguson to have an expedited evaluation for a PR bond. And if everything is still the same previously from that PR bond, I'll sign it and you won't need to come back requesting the PR bond.
Okay.
So Ms. Ferguson, if you can make sure on Mr. Alvarado, they do an expedited evaluation for a PR bond?
I don't know if this changes anything, but just two additional facts. He was arrested on the warrant that had been issued 1 month ago. He was involved in a fender bender and he called the police because of the car accident. And that's when he found out that he had a warrant. Because also between when the warrant was issued and a month ago when he was in the car accident and he called the police, he had gone in for a meeting for his immigration case. He has a pending asylum case. And he had had his fingerprints taken and no one notified him that he had a warrant when he went to the immigration court. So I don't know if that changes anything.
All right, we will make sure that it is done. And Ms. Ferguson, see if they can have this done by Thursday. Are you able to come back on Thursday?
Sure.
All right, so Ms. Ferguson, let's recall him for Thursday. And then just tell them we need the expedited evaluation for PR bond by Thursday. All right, so we're gonna recall this for March 6th. All right, is there anything else?
That's it, yeah,
All right, thank you.
May I be excused?
Yes, you may be excused.
Maybe excuse your.
Yes, you may be
Thank you.
excused. Yes. All right, everyone, we're gonna take our recess. And so, everyone, if you all, I'm gonna need you all back here by 1:45. And at that time, I'll take up Camilla Scalvon. We'll take you up at that time.